What's up, guys and gals? Your host of Nose Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter of Miscellaneous. Chapter 29, Bodyguards, Part 7. And this chapter, funnily enough, I don't really understand what's going on with the cover page part. I think we're just showcasing the FR cult or something like that. Someone powerful is coming. I assume, of course, that's Clover. Clover's on the way. And so, because it's FR cult, someone powerful is coming, like they are talking, this group of people is talking to the FR cult and saying that we are the dirty boys, and it's this group of like a brain floating baby who's only wearing a diaper, and then we have really creepy looking fucker with giant fucking nipples and a huge schlong and a Speedo with no fucking arms that are dripping some sort of liquid, potentially blood. Then we have an Egyptian eye with a set of lips from 1940 when lipstick was like this fucking big, like Kardashian fucking lips, on a stick, centipede, something. And then we have literally just a wolfman. But Wolfman from the head up. It looks like a coyote face sort of idea, and then the rest is human muscular body, I assume, who is also likely wearing a Speedo. So yeah, this is the gang, the Dirty Boys. This is the guild of the nobody can stand the might of the Dirty Boys. The Dirty Boys. Boys with a Z, by the way. So yeah. Interesting. I guess these guys are speaking to the FR cult and saying like, hey, we'll take care of Clover, don't you worry. So I guess that's what's going on. Now, this chapter actually doesn't jump away. This is a full they fight chapter. So I don't have a whole lot to say about it other than the fact that clearly in some shots you can tell Band was very happy with. There were some like reaction shots, some body proportion shots that look clean, that look very nice, mostly on Misk's side of things, and then some shots with the they fight. I feel like Band just said, no, you know what, I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like he was sort of going, yeah, it's not perfect, but I want to move on. It sort of felt like one of those, because it's not, none of the art is bad, it's just that it looks like some shots had a lot more time, maybe patience put into them, and some other ones it's like, yeah, I feel like if Band had the opportunity to go back, he'd probably change a couple shots. Just some of them didn't look as clean or as detailed as some of the other shots, but the fight was pretty good, even though the fight's still going on. Of course, there's two key pieces of information that I want to talk about. One, or three actually, sorry. I forget, let's just cover the third one really quick. I forget, what is the limit? Has Misk ever stated, I might be forgetting because this series has been going on quite a while. Maybe it's time for a reread or something like that. I don't understand what is the time duration between Misk grabbing an item out of nowhere, being the item, the weapon conjuring. What's his time limit? Was that stated in an early chapter and I forget? It probably was, because I'm just wondering why he's not choosing to pull something out right now. Like, how long does he have to deal with the shovel until he can try pulling something else out? I know it would be broken if he could just constantly do it, so I assume there's a time limit, but if it was stated, I forget what it is. So clearly they're still in the time limit there. The other thing is at the very beginning of the chapter where they talk about Bella's limitation, which is her ability lets her transport only living creatures. I didn't even consider that. I did not consider that at the time, so it's actually quite interesting. That wasn't even considered, and the fact that Misk was like, when I faked a gun, it's like, it was a gamble, like maybe she didn't think to do this, maybe she's stupid or something, but the fact that she didn't teleport whatever I was pretending to hold or attempting to do so goes to show you that clearly she can only transport her teleportation ability, her zip zap zop ability only allows her to transport, of course, living material, right? So sort of like going off on the Terminator thing, right? The first couple of the Terminators, that was the big thing. It's like, well, why didn't you bring back ray gun or something futuristic or something like that. It's like only living tissue can be transported. Anything outside the living tissue, that's why they show up naked from the past, from the future and stuff like that in the Terminator. So same idea is that only living flesh can be. Though I would find this interesting. Can Bella, speaking of Terminator, could Bella transport a cyborg? If it was the same idea, living actual tissue over metal endoskeleton, could she transport that? That's an interesting thing to bring up. Don't know if Ben was thinking on that front. Might be relevant later. This is a story where we could easily have a cyborg, I'm just saying. So the thing that I find interesting about this then is the fact that that's why he attacked with the shovel. But why not just transport him completely? You know? Like, why not? So when Misk was rushing at her, why didn't she just completely transport Misk and throw him, miles away? Didn't we not see her do that? Did she not already transport Misk outside the city? So maybe it was too fast. Maybe she needs prep. The larger an object is, maybe she needs to concentrate more. And it was like, oh no. And she didn't think of it. But not saying plot hole or something like that. But I'm just saying, like, why didn't she zap right before he hit her? The shovel would have just dropped. Or is it because he was holding the shovel? I just have questions. That's all. And then the fight goes on. As I said, the fight is pretty good. Some shots looking like they were sort of, just let's get that panel done and move on to the next panel. Then it looks pretty good. So yeah, not a bad little fist fight of a panel. Definitely this guy is pretty strong. He's seemingly stronger than Misk as a combatant, as a straight up guy. Now, this is where, even though Misk sends this dude flying like 12 feet in the air, he gets back down and just is like, wait a minute, is that the hardest you can punch? You better pull out something. No wonder you're a weapon conjurer. You better pull out something because you're screwed. I'll never lose to you. And he's like, wait, what? So he says, put some aura behind those hits. Band is now introducing the idea that auras sort of work like either Shaman King Oversouls or Seven Deadly Sins innate abilities like creation and darkness and all that stuff in Seven Deadly Sins, and or hockey. Coding and concentrating the hockey into a specific point. So for both offense and defense, harden up your body with armament hockey when you take a hit. Put it on your fist when you hit them. That kind of idea. So a lot of mangas do this in different forms. I just listed 3 of them, but clearly Misk doesn't know everything by the looks of it. Clearly this is a new way to use auras in a power scaling perspective that wasn't previously addressed. So we're learning something new. That's why I really like this chapter. We're learning that, okay, it's not just going to be weapon conjure versus dimensional versus this. We're actually going to have people in the same sense that, yeah, devil fruits can be broken, but I've got a lot of aura, like the hockey is the counterbalance. There's multiple power systems in the same world sort of idea, except these two sort of intersect. They sort of relate to each other in that regard. So I like that. I like that they can just straight up use the aura. So you lock my ability, like you lock away a guy's ability, right? Like Misk, for example. Right now, he pulled the shovel. He pulled something that he can't really use. So instead, he has to, all right, well then I'll use aura. It's sort of like, okay, lock, sort of X out the devil fruit or whatever sort of idea. Or a better example would be in Bleach when Yamamoto fought against Aizen and they sealed his Zanpakuto. Aizen made a plan to seal Ryujin Jaka because he thinks he might have lost against Yamamoto at full strength. So Yamamoto just goes, so what? You think I need my Zanpakuto to beat you? I am literally the strongest Shinigami. I've got my, hand to hand. I've got Kido. I got that. So he was fine. I like that idea. I like that there's not just one power system with one thing, and if that ability sucks or you get a bad pull or it gets, as I said, stalemated or something, they're fucked. It's like, no. There's ways, or sealed or something. So I really like that. And we see him doing the whole idea. Here's his aura, then he slowly condenses it into his fist, and then rushes, and then slam, breaks shatters, at the very least, fractures Misk's defending arm. So he tries to put up a defense, still sends him flying, breaks part of his arm, and then he's just like, what the hell? That thing hit like a truck. That hit like a cannonball. What the hell? And this guy is wondering why he didn't use his aura to guard and stuff like that. He's like, you took that head on. Why? Why aren't you using your aura, like your armament hockey defense against my armament hockey, my aura? And he just figures it out that Misk, he's like, you're out of my league then. I'm not even going to use my ability against you. You don't even know how to use your aura properly. So it's like, okay, so these guys are definitely no slouch. They are not slouches in this regard. So they are going to have a tough time, considering the fact that Misk is, I would argue, the strongest on the team. And he doesn't know about this, and he's getting his ass kicked. It seems to me, yeah, then there's no... I wonder if Bella is able to do that then. Where she's not a frontline fighter, is she not able to manipulate her aura yet? Like, so she could have defended against the shovel attack? So there might be different levels. That, like, this guild clearly knows about the aura manipulation and using it properly and condensing it and stuff like that. But there's... you know, not everybody might be great at it, sort of idea. You know, you take the Straw Hat crew. They don't all have hockey. They don't all have devil fruits. They don't all have yada yada yada. So there is different skills, even though they're all on the same team and they're strong. Some people are stronger, some people are better at other things and stuff like that. So in this guild, Bella might not be able to manipulate her aura very well, and that's why she's, of course, but her ability's kind of broken. So, you know, sort of making up for that. Anyways, yeah, so the next chapter is going to be on New Year's Eve, by the looks of it. It'll be the big chapter 30, so we're going to be 30 chapters strong into the manga. I've quite enjoyed it thus far, and I hope you guys have too. So this is the last one before Christmas, so, you know, Merry Christmas, you know, Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, all that fun jazz. And yeah, so that's the chapter. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I like all the lore. I like all the new information we're getting in the setup for different types of battles and different power, you know, just different ways that the battles could go. And there's not just one straightforward, you know, straight line of, well, it's this versus this. It's this versus this. Like, no. We're gonna add a few layers into there. Layers, right? So, yeah. So, anyways, happy Christmas to everybody, and good job, band, on the chapter. And looking forward to chapter 30. Really looking forward to chapter 30 and how the hell they're going to get out of this mess. Because Tokyo's defeated, you know, and Neo's probably going to get we'll flash back to Neo, and Neo will be like up against a wall with an arm gone or something like that. And right here we have Miss not even knowing about how to use his aura. So our main character is even on the ropes. So this might spell defeat for the Miss Guild. So who knows? Anyways, that's it from me. Happy Christmas once again to everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time for more Miscellaneous chapter 30 to end off 2022. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys are looking forward to it. I certainly am. So we'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye.